speaking of September 8th, our next guest pushing to fight on September 8th. We heard from her potential opponent earlier in the day, Amanda Nunes, pushing for December 29th, saying that she has already signed for December 29th. Now let us hear from the UFC's women's featherweight champion. Let's hear from Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Ariel.
Great to talk to you as always, Cris. Thank you very much for coming on the show. So we have a lot to discuss. There's been a lot going on in your life over the past week. So let's
I know.
so let's start from your perspective. The UFC has offered you a fight against Amanda Nunes, correct?
Yes.
You want to fight in September. They want you to fight on December 29th. Is that fair?
Then call me. My manager asked me to fight Amanda Nunes September 8th.
Okay.
And then they accept it. But when they call Amanda and then say talk to her, she don't accept it. And then after they come in with us, then ask Amanda want to fight December 29th. And then I agree September 8th. I didn't agree December 9th. It's a 6 months away. I'm ready now. She is calling me out to January. You know, it's a long time. You cannot call somebody, I want to fight you, and you need 1 year for getting ready. If you're not ready, you cannot call out. You cannot open your mouth if you're not ready. You know, I think it's ridiculous. You say, and she said, sign the deal. How's it? I got sign the deal now. Let's do now. You calling me out 6 months ago. Now you need 1 more 6 months. I'm ready now. I'm healthy and I don't have any injury. You know, if she's don't want to fight now because she don't want to fight me the time, you know, I think if she can put me fight, have a girls me fight, maybe can rematch Holly, maybe can fight Sampans, Pen Sorens, maybe I can fight Indian Gomez, somebody, you know. I don't think it's a right to make me wait like 1 year. Going to be like almost 1 year out the cage in my prime. I think this is no fair with me.
So they don't want you to fight earlier. You're willing, even though this fight is on the horizon and is a big deal, you're willing to say, I'll fight someone sooner. I don't care. I just don't want to wait.
No, I fought 4 months ago.
Right.
You know, and I'm ready. I train every day. I'm ready. I want to fight. And like then wait. You know, I'm not getting paid if I'm waiting. I'm getting paid when I fight. And you know, it's what's happening if Amanda in the day the fight, week the fight, she's having a sign problem. And then, you know, a lot of things that we need to discuss, and my manager discuss with Steve for this can happen. Because, you know, I'm going to wait somebody 9 months, and if you don't fight to happen, don't happen. You know, you need to discuss a lot of things for this fight to happen. I agree fight her September 9th. No change for me. Fight her September 9th, September, December. I'm going to make the same money. So let's do this soon as possible, you know. And, yeah, I'm ready. I don't have any injury, you know. I feel great. And she's calling me out 6 months ago. And then I agree. I agree. You cannot say, okay, I need more 6 months. Until you cannot call anybody out. But, you know, but I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. My manager talks to them. You know, I told my manager push for me can do one fight before because she need time, you know, time off. She usually always fight in 1 year, one time per year. I did the 3 fights in 7 months. And then this is, you know, this is the most I want to do. I know she's thinking, oh, Chris, she did. I hear her. She said, they want promotion to fight 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't think so. When she fought Misha Tate, when she fought Ronda Rousey, they don't promote her. When I fight Holly Holm, they don't promote me. Why are they going to promote both now? What? I don't think so. I think they're asking her to sign the deal 6 months early because they want to make interim belt on 35. Wait, I'm telling you now. In 1 month or less, they're going to make interim belt on 35. It's not about promotion. It's not. And then we don't know who's going to be the co-main event December, too. You know, we don't know anything. And I wait my manager talks to UFC and, you know, see what's going to happen. 6 months is a long time. I'm ready now. I'm healthy. I'm going to fight.
So where do things stand as of right now? As of right now, the UFC isn't offering you something in September, or are they open to having you fight before that December 29th day? Because, of course, you fought in December and then came back and fought in March, so you showed that you were able to make a quick turnaround. Where do things stand as of right this moment?
I know. When they need me 3 weeks before, then call me, I was ready. And I said, okay, I fight. And I fought, you know, Yana. And this is show I'm always ready. I think it's unfair for me to wait almost 1 year and fight my prime. Look like them punish me. Why they doing this for me? They did the fight I supposed to fight Meg Anderson. They did meet me for Holholm. Like, then punish me for what? If you didn't wait till December for me fight Amanda, probably going to be my last fight because then show don't want to work together. It's going to be my last fight at UFC because they're going to show don't want to work together. Why are you going to sit me almost 1 year in my prime? People like watching my fights. My fans love my fights. I love fight. I do my best I can all the time. The numbers don't lie. The numbers see how my fans like watching my fight. Why are you going to punish me almost 1 year because Amanda no ready? Have a girls from the fight. Have. If you put one thing, have a girls. I see 37 girls try to go to the tough house, and have a girls. If you then would like to help me, would like to put for my fans who watch Cyber fight again, they can do this. I can fight Brazil September 22. I can fight September 8. I'm training, I'm training. I'm ready. I feel great.
Last time I spoke to you, Chris, you told me that your contract is up in March. You have either 2 fights left or your contract expires in March. That's still the case, right? So if you even fight just one time, but then March comes, you're a free agent.
Yes.
But
of course, you have to follow the rules a little bit because in the end, the contract have to wait something before for negotiation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be, I want to fight. I'm 33 years old, and I'm now 17. For wait somebody 1 year, almost 1 year, and sit down. I have bills for pay. I have, I take care of my needs, adopt my needs, and work, and I love my job. And I have an injury. If I have an injury, cool. Amanda said she's injured, cool. So she can have her time free she would like to have. But I'm not having an injury. So I'm cool for fight.
So you're saying, why hold me back? Why hold me hostage? Just give me someone else. If she can't fight till December, let me fight someone else, and then we'll worry about it later.
Exactly. I accept to fight her after Holly. After Holly fight, accept her. I accepted Yana fight 3 weeks before. And then them told me, Chris, if you fight Yana, I said, man, make sure you're gonna fight July. Yes, you're gonna fight July. And then Amanda don't fight me July. She fought in Brazil with Raquel Pennington. She choose to fight in Brazil than fight me in July. And I'm not happy about it because, I was supposed to fight soon. I think my fans will wait for me. I don't want to miss the cycle. And then in 4 months less in my last fight.
So when you ask the UFC for an earlier fight, not against Amanda, against someone else, what do they say? They just say no?
The first thing I talk to them is I told my manager talk to them say, and I would like to fight. I'm ready to fight. And then say they don't have a girls from fight. And then I say, man, what do you mean I have a girls from fight? I have to fight. They have a girls. I have to sign girls. I have me ready. And then say, Holly don't want, Amanda don't want. No, and then I told them, then after, then say September 8th, Amanda. Then she jumped. And then for December. But have a girls want to fight me. You can, Sam Penn Sorensen.
Yeah.
She's have 9 fights, I think. 9, and don't have lost, 1 loss. And she great fighter. Have a girls been cut. A lot of girls 145. The tough. I saw girls in tough been cut and then 145. Mm-hmm. And then free. Then can fight. Then can fight. And then they'll say, because they don't have Chris, then don't have a skill for fight you, or because don't have a cartel for fight you. Man, what are you talking about? The first belt 145 pound in UFC, I know it's no me. Then put the Randman against Holly Holm. Holly Holm coming from 3 lost, 135, and she fight for 145 belt. This is no excuse. I think then I don't know. They don't want to put me fight. Then when they wait 1 year in my prime.
Do you feel like this is all coming to an inevitable, breakup? It just seems like from the moment you guys got into business with each other, you have never been able to see eye to eye. And for a minute, it seemed like maybe you were going to see eye to eye, but now you're frustrated. You can't fight. You feel like you're wasting precious time. Do you fear that this is all going to come to an end very soon?
I passed a lot of drinks in my career, and I'm not going to quit because this. I'm going to continue fight. I think make me frustrated, yes, but make me want more. I know my fans love my fights. Anywhere I'm gonna be, and then they're gonna follow me. And it make me sad that they don't appreciate because they know my fans love to watch my fights. The numbers don't lie. And, sometimes I think I'm mad. Sometimes I think it's personal. Sometimes I think. Because my fans love to fight. I'm walking the street, everybody asking me when I'm going to fight again. When you're going to fight again, Chris? When? And then because they see me train all day. I train. I don't train only have fight. I train all the time. Because you do have to be the champ. You have to be ready anytime, anywhere. And let's see. I hope then talk to my manager and give him a fight before. It's December. It's a long time. They have to conversation discuss with my manager about this.
Why do you feel, Chris, like it's personal?
Because if your fans love your fight, if people buy your pay-per-view, and your fight's a good fight, why you don't fight? I don't know. My fans can. I don't know. But I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe not. But I don't know the reason. Okay, don't have girls, but have girls. Have girls.
Have you asked them that if it is personal?
Do you think if I ask, they're gonna say something? No, they're gonna say anything.
Right.
But they know, I think. But then they're not gonna say anything. Like, everybody will say, you signed the contract with them, and now you need to work. Yeah, I need to work. I'm ready. I want to work.
Right.
I don't want to say, I don't want to complain. If you don't want to put me in fight 1 year, cool. But I think it's not fair, my fans, and I'm in my prime. But at the end of the day, man, it's 1 year. I stay in my career 2 years on fight, and 2 times 2 years. Because one time beginner, I don't have opponents for me, and after about doping time, and okay, if I need this to in 1 year, man, it's okay. I'm gonna keep training. I'm gonna get better and better, and then moving on. But I think sad is for my fans, and sad because I'm getting paid when I fight.
Amanda says that she's hurt, that her foot is hurt, and that's one of the reasons why she can't fight. Do you believe her?
About the hurt her foot, I told UFC, ask her go to Vegas doctor, the Las Vegas doctor. UFC check her. And I don't know if they did this, but I never get an answer about this. And I don't have any problem she have hurt herself, in the fight, but I'm not having any injury. I'm ready for fight now. I don't need to pay because she cannot fight. I cannot stay no fighting because of her. Like, I don't understand.
Do you feel excited still about this fight? Are you as motivated for this fight, or at this point is it kind of ruining? Because I know you've been thinking about this fight for a time, and there was also a time where you were saying you don't want to fight a fellow Brazilian, and then you kind of you turned the corner. How do you feel about just the idea of the fight at this point?
Beginner, I said, man, I don't want to fight Brazilian. Wife, 2 girls champion, but she's calling me out. She's calling me out after fight the hall. I said, man, you calling me out now. I have to handle it. And I step on this. She's a step on this, and then okay, I'm ready to fight. And I don't have any problem fight her. I think it's going to be a great fight. And I respect her if she need a 1 year train, for do amazing fight. But I'm ready now to fight. I don't want to wait a long time. If she's not ready, somebody can be ready. And she said, I want to challenge. I said challenge myself. Okay, if you want to challenge yourself, you call me out and fight. It's no 1 year later. Maybe all the fans are going to forget about after that. It's I don't know.
The one thing that I find interesting about the whole thing is, why did they offer you September 8th when that wasn't even a possibility? Did they think that she was going to accept September 8th? And then why did they go ahead and send a bout agreement to her for December 29th?
I know, and then you ask her, and she say yes. Then ask her for September 8th, and she say no.
Yeah.
And then ask me September 8th too. Because I say I want to fight, and then when they say okay, you fight September 8th, I say fight. You can send the agreement now. Don't need to pay me any extra, nothing, anything in my contract. I fight. Boom. And then after that, then the Amanda put the contract December 29. And I'm waiting you. I don't mean I'm waiting you. I'm waiting. You asked me fight January. I asked you fight 3 times already. I already accepted 3 times. How many times do you want to accept it? It's just sign the paper. Sign the paper 6 months ago. 6 months from go ahead, front. It's fun. It's ridiculous. But
did you get a contract for December 29th too? Did they send you one?
I don't know if they sent to my manager, but I don't have received the email yet. But I think probably then talk to my manager.
And are you gonna sign that?
I'm set to fight September 8th.
Okay, wow.
And for December, it's a long time. And then my manager has to talk to them everything and see everything, about if her pull out the fight, what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna pay. If Monday I show up in the fight, if something happens, because she's already did this, I won't get paid. I want to pay my coaches. You can see Brian Ortega happen this. He did all the work.
Yeah.
He makes weight. He's ready. And then, it can happen, but he's not getting paid for pay his coach. I think you need to sit down. My manager is going to talk to them. But I talked to my manager of the life fight before. If she's injured, she needs to prove she's not injured anymore, How's the sign-on deal when the injury? You need to go doctor, see how the injury go, how's it going to be ready, Because she says she have injured 6 months, and then she need more 6 months for training,
And Chris, what about, they had the Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson fight. Holly Holm wins. Has that been discussed at all? Maybe doing a rematch with Holly?
About the Holly, then take out the table.
Why?
Don't say Holly don't want to fight. Say Holly don't want to fight me.
Oh.
And I think she want to fight for. I think they want to sign the deal soon possible, like 6 months before, because they want to do interim belt for Holly Holm.
You think they want to do interim belt?
Yes, 135. Interesting, but I think it is true.
And are you disappointed? Like, now that you had the Megan fight, I guess crazier things have happened where you can maybe still get the fight. People have come off. Have you even asked that? Maybe just give me Megan Anderson. That's the fight that was supposed to happen last year. People have had title shots after losses.
I know. Then my first fight for the belt, the Holly Holm fight for the belt, the 3 lost.
Yeah.
If you don't give Megan Anderson for the fight, we can fight. We're supposed this fight happened before. Invicta supposed to happen before Holly Holm. If she should agree, if you'd like to fight, I don't have any problem. I just want to fight,
Yeah.
I like to fight. I want to, I want to be my prime by myself, fighting. I think this punishment me, and then I don't know why. Why doing this?
Do you feel like this all still dates back to the issues that you had with Ronda Rousey? That still to this day, there's still that lingering resentment or something. There's friction there. You just never got off on the right foot, and it just won't change. Do you feel like it has anything to do with that?
I think like a lot of things Ronda did, a lot of things she talk about me, and the company always support her, and bad things, it's like something bad. People know the story, but I think Ronda did a lot for women's MMA inside the UFC, but outside the UFC, when she just started fighting, they were the champion. She did a lot of inside women's MMA inside the UFC. Outside, have a lot of girls start before me, and then I was a champion already. And I don't know. I know she don't fight anymore. She's going to do WWE. And then I don't have to say anything. I just have to sit down and watch. The best fighter in the world, pound for pound. And then she's lost from Holly Holm after 1 year, lost from Amanda Nunes. And then, I don't need to touch her for this to happen. I just have to watch. And, in time, everything show up. Everything show up. The truth come out. When, you have to sit down, have patience, wait.
Are you still thinking about boxing?
Of course. I think, I think it's my dream, make one boxing fight. I think it'll be perfect. And I think I can do great. I think my fans would like to watch. They would love to watch. Of course, I have to be a great opponent too, and I like challenge myself. I think, if you have the opportunity, for sure, I would like to do.
Are you tired of being frustrated, Chris? It feels like there's always something frustrating going on in your fighting career. Do you just want to have a normal career where you fight and then you take a few months off and then you fight again, like what we see, with so many other fighters?
Yeah, for sure, I would like to. I always pray about, man, I bow down my knee and say, man, I pray because it's always the hard way for me. I know I have to learn a lot of things. Maybe this will be better every time, but it's hard. It's really hard when you have to fight outside the cage and inside. But it's fight your life, I don't think I'm going to be the last person or the first person. I think it's the fight life. I'm telling them things. When I see kids and, watching, start training, I look for them and say, man, they don't know. They don't know. So hard to be a fighter. It's not just training, but all the politics, all the things happen behind the cage. It's not just you go over there and fight and beat everybody and you deserve fight for the belt. You have to see if the company think you deserve the belt. It's not about the beat people. And when I see the kids training, I look at them, you can see in the eyes. I have a dream, and it's the same thing I have in my eyes, but it's really frustrating when you get in and you see the reality.
If you could have, or if you could speak to Chris from 20 years ago, would you tell her not to do this? Would you tell her not to go down this road?
I think I'm born for this, but I don't know. The good question, but yeah, good question. I don't know, but I love what I'm doing. A lot of things have negative things, but they have the good things too. I think the love that my fans give me. When I walk to the street, when I see one fans cry, when see me, when they hug me, I say, man, it's worth. It's all the things worth because I make them happy. And then can do anything for me, but I'm gonna continue in my heart with all my friends. They know what I'm doing. Then see my journey, and I think this is the most important. And then one day I'm gonna make one book, and then people are gonna see everything, and But I think then I'm gonna be always inside the heart. Then so I have people follow me at the beginning of my career till now, and I think it's worth for them. And then I can show my faith for them. Because everything I pass through, I don't quit. I continue going. If I don't have so much power, but my fans give me power, and then help me.
This time next year, what do you think you're doing?
What I mean, next year.
This time next year, like next summer. This time next year, summer of 2019. Where is Chris Cyborg? What are you doing? What do you feel?
I'm gonna be in Thailand. I probably am gonna be in Thailand and training because I love training. I'm gonna little vacation training probably next year. This time I'm gonna be in Thailand training.
You're gonna just go away to Thailand.
Yes.
Are you hopeful that you'll get a fight in September, or what do you think? What is your heart telling you right now?
I would like fight before December. I'm gonna let my fans talk to my fans. Talk to George Manager, talk to UFC, and then they get the opportunity to fight before. And then fight Amanda December if she's going to be healthy, her injury. And it'll be a great fight for all the fans. But I do like fight before. I'm healthy now, and I'm training every day. And I think my fans would like to watch me before, 4 months ago, my last fight.
So fight September, fight December, and that's your last fight on your UFC contract?
Yes.
Have they tried to talk about an extension yet or not yet?
No, yet. We need to talk about. I know yet. It's just negotiation next fight. I don't know what then thing to do, but I then talk to my manager. But we just discussing about my next fight.
Okay. What if they do say to you, "Let's fix this. We're going to give you a fight in September. We're going to offer you an extension." Are you open to that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Step one. Let's fight first. Let's wait.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to see the options.
Right. And are you excited by what they're doing with the Ultimate Fighter, having a featherweight, tournament there? Do you feel like someone's going to come out of that? Do you like the people that they chose?
Then told my manager if they know who's win the house is gonna fight me. And I'm really happy. Then they open the opportunity for the girls. 145. The girls in my division can be at the house. And I went there. I support all the girls there. It's cool. And the city girls very thankful. What I did, I fight for heavyweight division. Making me a little bit frustrated because a lot of girls 145, the real 145, they don't make the house. Then cut them. Then they keep the girls make 135 too. Then keep the girls make 135 and fight 145.
Did they even and why do you think that is?
I don't know, but interesting. Then they ask for the girls make 135, and then most girls make 135 stay. The 144, the girls cannot make it, they don't stay.
Did they ask you to be a part of it? Was there any talk of you being a coach?
Then they asked me like the week before, then start filming. But then giving me short notice about it, and then I have a lot of things going on, and I cannot be there.
Who did they want you to coach against? Amanda?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
And then, of course, then you would have had to wait to December because
then I don't agree to you because I want to fight before.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand.
Yes.
Well, Chris, I really appreciate you coming on. I've been talking to you now for almost 10 years, and I
know it's a long time.
Yes, I can sense your frustration, but I appreciate you coming on and being so open and honest. So thank you very much for that. Is there anything else that you feel like we didn't touch on that you wanted to get, off your chest and say to the public?
And I say thank you for all my fans that always support me, and then don't let the media manipulate them. Then I always know about the real story. And I say thank you for you. Too, you're 10 years doing this. And I just be thankful for all my fans, everything that happened in my career is because they support me. And, maybe then push hard for see me fight again soon. It's going to be cool. I'm going to appreciate if they want to watch me. They want to watch me for sure to see, have to make the fight. Because it's not only the promotion of the fight, it's the fans. The fans make the fight happen. And just that's it. Just thank you guys. You can follow me, Chris Cyborg, my Twitter, my Instagram, and that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Ariel.
I wish you the best. Good luck with this situation, and please keep us posted.
Okay. Thank you. There
she is, Bye-bye. The baddest woman on the planet, the 145-pound women's champion. I don't remember the first time I spoke to Cris Cyborg, I think was in Florida for Elite XC in 2008 when I was working for MMA Rated, and I remember her doing the interview. The interview is still online, and she has come a long way. She speaks English very well now. She didn't speak English back then, and back then, of course, she was the wife of Evangelista Cyborg Santos, and I've never heard her quite like that before. She is open. She is honest. She is not afraid to wear her emotions on her sleeve, but you can feel the frustration just coming out of her voice. And so I really appreciate her coming on and opening up. And clearly there is an issue here. They want the fight in December. Amanda has agreed to the fight in December. She wants to fight early, and she is not agreeing to the fight before she can get a fight beforehand. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who wins out. She has 2 fights left on her deal. It is never dull when it comes to Cris Cyborg, and certainly this is no different. I appreciate both her and Amanda coming on the show today. I appreciate everyone who came on the show today. A fun one indeed. A who's who, 3 UFC champions, and many more stopping by. However, we do have some show left. You have sent us some questions, and I do believe York Ric is standing by with said questions, or at least the good ones. So let us say hello to York Ric as he enters the studio now. Mr. York Ric is in the hizzy. Please pull up a chair, York Ric.
Let me get comfortable.
Yes, let me take these off. Whew, feels good on the ears. Actually, let me keep them on for a moment while I hear you for a second.
Check. Hello, Ariel.
No. I don't hear you. Say it again.
Hello, Ariel.
No. Yeah? You sure? All right. They say that they can hear you back there, so I will monitor. So maybe should I just take them off? Yeah, I'll take them off for now.
That
Sure
sounds
now.
like
Yeah, you sure? Positive, Jake? He's positive. All right. The good thing about the internet is that they'll let me know in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, you're gonna find out instantaneously.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I never asked you about this, by the way.
What's up?
About what do we got? Who are we repping? Well, now people can't see it, so
Yeah,
you have
okay.
to play to the
Let
camera
me-
here. Maybe we can lose the lower third there for. Okay, fine.
There we go.
Yeah. What do we got? What are we repping?
Root to Fight.
Yeah.
Jack Taylor PR,
Of course. Represent.
of course.
Root to Fight. Legend Jesse Katz.
All Elbows, Esther and Casey.
Yes.
In the middle
They
here.
got the middle slot.
It's good logo, fits round,
Fits the circle.
good spot.
Yeah.
Little Wolf Whiskey,
Okay.
a Jack Taylor production.
Yeah.
I was in the top 1% of Pocket users in 2017. Are you familiar with Pocket?
No.
It's a app that you can download for your phone where if you're looking at something on the internet, you
Okay.
can save it so
Yeah.
you can read it offline. So like if you're in the subway or somewhere that doesn't have an internet
Oh,
connection,
yes.
you can
yes.
access videos and
Yes.
articles.
Yes.
Invaluable tool for me. And
Okay.
then Glory Kickboxing here.
Look at that.
on the-
All right. You got
I
them all.
rep for my brand.
You rep 30 brands? Yeah, for sure. Okay, what do we got? Now, no one's complaining to me, so I
yeah,
guess
listen.
it's all good.
If they can't hear me, as long as they can hear you.
All right.
Let's do some questions. Question of the day. I think it's the topic that we kind of started off with. At least right after Chad, we had Stipe on.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about this. Do you think it's fair? This is from Jack Jameson. Do you think it's fair for Stipe to get an immediate rematch, even though he lost via first-round KO? He says, keep in mind, Cody Garbrandt is getting one after getting TKO'd, and he had no title defenses, while Stipe had 3. Longest reigning in the heavyweight division.
Yep.
2 years with the belt.
Yep.
This is the type of situation where I personally would think that a rematch is warranted.
Yep.
But the method of victory was very definitive. It was
Yep.
clear.
I'm actually surprised that they gave Cody an immediate rematch because
Yeah.
of that, because it was a knockout, and because they had the DJ super fight waiting in the wings. Of course, we know about how that did not come to fruition. Stipe's biggest problem is that there's Brock Lesnar there.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem. We don't know how this did on pay-per-view, but the early reports are that it didn't,
Yep.
break all the records, didn't even come close to the records, didn't come close to 1 million, which I think most of us expected. I think we even talked about this one time about how I thought it was going to be around like 300, 400.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anyone should be overly surprised, but that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is Brock Lesnar is sitting there, and he's a gigantic draw, and he brings in the mainstreams, and he brings in the casuals, and he brings in all these people, and they're not going to say no to that. I do think that he has a major gripe in the sense that Brock Lesnar is not available right now. He's suspended. I know DC is hurt as well, but
Yeah.
it does feel like a slap in the face to the guy. It
Absolutely.
does feel like a slap in the face to the guy who was clean, who did it the right way, who broke records. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of someone having to fight another guy who he just knocked down in the first round. In this case, I wouldn't hate it because he was a champ for so long and he broke the record. So I see both sides of the coin, to be honest.
Especially because of what you're saying about the timeline, right? DC was on our show talking about a fight with Shogun.
Yeah.
It's clear that he has time and wants
Yeah,
to get
he
back
wants
in
to
there
get back.
for another
He
fight.
does, he does.
Now, what it says to me is that Shogun is a different fight than Stipe in his mind. There's more risk. If he loses that fight, does he put the fight with Brock in jeopardy? Does all of a sudden
100%.
Stipe versus Brock? So the
thing
there's
is,
a
if he
calculation to be
loses
made.
the 205 belt, it's not quite like Cyborg taking another fight before fighting the Amanda Nunes fight. Like, that's the distinction here. It's more like Conor taking the second fight against Nate
Yeah.
after a loss, or going up to, or going back down to 145, or even going up to 155. Like, it's almost playing with the house's money because you have 2 belts. So I get it. And let's not forget, let's call it like we see it. Stipe and the UFC don't have a great relationship.
Sure.
And we've seen time and again, people who have great relationships with the UFC, they get what they want.
Yeah.
That's just the facts. So,
The-
and that's no different in any walk of life, by the way. If you have a great relationship with your boss, you're gonna get stuff
Absolutely.
over the guy who doesn't have a good relationship.
Yeah, the deck seems to be stacked against Stipe. That said, we've seen crazier things happen. There's a chance Cormier could get hurt on the way to this fight. Brock could get hurt on the way to this fight.
Sure.
There's all kinds of things that could happen where I could see a situation where Stipe is either back in the title picture or
Yeah.
back in a fight with Cormier if he's not champion. There's all kinds of ways this could play out. There's so much time between now and then. I don't know what the landscape is going to look
What's
like.
fascinating is that now we're dealing with a heavyweight title picture involving 2 guys who as of not that long ago were not even in the picture. Like
Right.
Cormier wasn't a heavyweight. Brock was doing the
Not
wrestling
doing the
thing.
sport.
And now you have all these other guys, Stipe, JDS, who knows if Kane comes back, Curtis Blades, Volkov, Mark Hunt, Alexei Olenek. Like all these other guys who are battling for this, or jockeying for position who aren't even in the picture right now. It's made heavyweight more interesting than it's been in a long time.
Sure.
But you could see how they'd all be very frustrated.
Yeah, they're all hungry for that shot, and Daniel Cormier is waiting for another guy. He
The
already has a dance
fundamental
partner.
problem with all of this is you would like to believe in life, and in particular in an industry where it's like it's a ladder, right? You win this, you move up, you move up, you move up. That's how it's always been. The frustrating thing is they are gifting, like they have done this before. Make no mistake about it. They gave Nick Diaz a title shot off a loss. They gave Miesha Tate a title shot off a loss. They gave Conor McGregor the Eddie Alvarez fight.
Sure.
Without winning a fight at 155. They have done this before. So anyone who's saying like this is the Endeavor era or this is the UFC being desperate, like
No.
they have done this before.
Yes.
But he has not won a fight technically since
Yeah.
2010. This is unlike anything we've ever seen. And he is suspended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know someone will be like, you're just being a hater. No, them's the facts. The guy is suspended. The guy has not won in 8 years. I know he had the Mark fight, but he didn't win that fight, technically, according to the record books, right? This is the ultimate bending of the rules. Like, how do you justify this one? Honestly, how do you just like the Nick Diaz one? You could say like, look, for years we've wanted this fight. He stumbled. Okay, the Ronda Rousey one. Oh, she lost one, but someone got injured. Kat got injured.
Yeah.
She gets in there. She was the next best. How do you actually justify this one? That's what I want to know.
It's very difficult to justify, and even more evident by the fact that he jumps immediately into a title shot. If clearing suspension, he takes another fight and then jumps into a title shot. There's more of a path there. There's more of a reasonable expectation of how this can play out. I think it says everything that he would get the title shot immediately. Let's just cash in on this and be done with it.
It's unbelievable.
It's disappointing from a guy like Stipe's perspective because he worked so
Sure,
hard
I get
for
it.
that.
I get it. By the way, look, you know how I feel about DC. Everyone feels the same way
Sure.
about DC. That picture, that guy, who is it? Coach Mike. Did you see the one?
No.
That he tweeted about him. Oh my God, it's incredible.
Oh,
Him,
yes,
like,
yes, I did. I
as
did.
a
I did.
high schooler.
Yes. Great pick.
Everyone loves him. I'm happy for him. He deserves. Again, this is his Mayweather McGregor.
This
is the biggest fight that he can have, and it's also stylistically the best fight that he can have. Right? It's the most favorable matchup for him. So I don't want to rain on the parade too much. That said, you asking me like from a sports standpoint, yeah, there are some real issues here.
This
that
is
someone
not an
needs to address.
indictment on Cormier
No.
as a fighter, Cormier as a heavyweight, or even Cormier in this circumstance. He's taking what's presented to him and running with it. It's about the idea that Brock Lesnar can be rocketed into this position. Nothing to do with really Cormier.
How do you take that if you're any heavyweight?
Any of the heavyweights.
JDS.
Even
Stipe.
Let's put Stipe aside for a second
Yeah.
because I think he has a great case for that and a rematch. All these guys that are building toward this now have to wait. They just have to wait longer. They either have to take a fight or be on the shelf and wait for those opportunities while this sorts itself out. It's a really difficult
Here's the
position.
difference. Here's the biggest difference. Never before has it been so evident that if you're not a draw, you're not getting the opportunities that you deserve. That's just the way it is these days. And I get that. It's not my money. It's not my business. It's not my company. I get it. And by the way, I like big spectacles too. Like, like those get my juices flowing as a fan, as a reporter, all those things. But never before has it been so evident that if you are not like Tim Duncan would never survive in this UFC, right? Like the San Antonio Spurs of 2003, 2004 would never survive.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Nets of 2002, like that's just this is the fight game, and in the fight game you got to be a draw. So like you have to say to yourself, if you're one of those fighters, like what am I doing wrong? Like, of course, you'll never be Brock Lesnar. They don't have the WWE machine behind them and all that stuff. But, they are clearly telling the fighters, you need to get us excited. You need to sell.
And I think what's important about that is that those new terms are established now. Like, it's clear. Like, if you're not keen to that at this point, you're behind. Like, as a fighter, this is the new reality. You need to be aware of it. You need to be conscious of it. And now certain fighters will rise to that occasion. I think Colby Covington is a clear example of somebody taking that opportunity and running with it. And certain fighters will just say, I'm not interested in that.
Colby's the perfect example. Colby's 100% the perfect example. And I would also say what I said last week on Ariel the Bad Guy with Chael. If you're waiting for the UFC to give you the magic potion, you're never like. I don't care what anyone says. Conor didn't get the magic potion. Conor created the potion, and he forced them to drink it as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He did it all on his own, and now, of course, they're behind him to a degree. And by the way, how crazy was it that he was at the World Cup final?
We'll talk about that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Conor was undeniable. Unless you make that the case, it's hard to complain about what's happening because this is the reality. It's not unknown to anybody at this point. Okay.
We'll see what happens.
We had Francis Ngannou on the show. Who's likely to be his next opponent? Do you put him in there in a big fight, or do you give him somebody
to build him back up
in the mid tier? Like, how do you do it?
I was thinking about the JDS one, but I kind of like that when he said it. And JDS didn't seem against it either. To his credit.
Yeah.
JDS, what a nice guy. Him and Sage Northcutt. Are there nicer human beings on earth than those two? There's some interesting fights like.
This person proposed. So Artie Pip, who asked the question,
okay,
proposed two people. He proposed Curtis Blades and Mark Hunt.
Well, Mark Hunt's fighting Alexei Olenek on September 15th in Moscow.
Yeah.
Which is weird that they haven't announced that yet. But anyway, Curtis Blades is available, but they fought. So there's a story there.
Well, Blades wanted that fight back.
So I guess there's a story there. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I believe Blades said on our show even Ngannou or title, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think he said those were the two.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
But is that what you want to throw Francis Ngannou right back into?
What about Tuivasa?
Right now, well, that's a great option. I like those two. It's hard to pick this because we're thinking of Francis Ngannou that we just saw in the last fight.
Right.
And I don't know what we're going to see. I think if it was Francis Ngannou pre-Stipe,
you still have to book him in those fights, right? I mean, I guess you have to protect him to a degree.
He can't have another performance like this.
Yeah.
He can't have another one where he goes out and is gun-shy. But I don't think the level of competition was necessarily why he was gun-shy.
No,
I think it had entirely to do with Stipe.
And nothing to do with Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis was a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis,
he was hurt.
He couldn't sit down between one of the rounds. So he was a sitting duck. That was all here, unfortunately. And I feel for the guy. And I really think he's handled it very well. He's been as honest as possible.
Absolutely. Fessed up to it right away.
And you'd like to see, you'd like to see them not kick him while he's down. I just don't get that. I really don't. But I like the Blades idea. I don't hate it. Tuivasa's at number 10 right now, so you give him Marcin Tybura at JDS. There's a ton of options right now at heavyweight. Like, it's super interesting. Heavyweight is infinitely more interesting than light heavyweight.
Agreed.
And I don't remember the last time we were able to say that. I mean, like, it's not even close. Light heavyweight is a mess. Is an absolute mess. Like, there is nothing. Like,
I don't know if
the best thing to happen to light heavyweight probably is Anthony Smith winning. In the sense that, like, at least there's some new blood.
A new blood.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a recent thing, though. Light heavyweight's been on the decline for a minute. The moment John Jones
has never
left
been this kind of a mess. Like, Gustafsson, Volkan, Glover, Latifi's making noise, but he's injured. Jan Blachowicz, Manoa, OSP, Shogun, Corey Anderson, Misha Serkinov.
Nobody's really making a claim.
Dominic Reyes is a new blood who's moving up slowly but surely. Patrick Cummins,
Anthony Smith is in a driver's seat coming up this weekend.
Anthony Smith is not even ranked. And all of a sudden, he could fight he's fighting the number 8 guy in Hamburg on Sunday.
If he's impressive, he's right there.
Yes.
It is wild, but I think and who knows what Cormier is going to do in that division. If he has his eye on heavyweight, he called for a fight with Shogun.
I would never go back.
If I was Cormier, I wouldn't either.
Because even you could fight John Jones at heavyweight.
Agreed.
Like his coach today said.
Now, John Jones on Twitter saying over the weekend that he's interested in getting the title back.
At light heavyweight?
That is his priority. So we'll see.
Maybe John comes back and DC's like, here, take your belt back.
That'd be a power move. I would like to see that from DC.
Fight that one. I'll see you up here. And then we have champion versus champion.
Man, I think he would open himself up to a lot of criticism if
he says take the belt.
If he says take it. But
DC's too much of a competitor. He'll never say that.
Yeah.
But they might force him to do it because they need title fights.
If you're going to be fighting at heavyweight, we need to do that. But we'll see. Okay. Why doesn't the UFC do a tournament? This is from Jalen Ware.
Okay.
A tourney is really needed for the weak 205-pound division to determine the next champ after DC. Is this a
That would
solution?
be fun.
25th anniversary
Well
is
done.
coming
What's his
up.
name?
Jalen Ware.
Yes.
Always writes to the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's actually a great idea because now you're actually building. Look, the PFL thing is a little convoluted. Once we get to the tournament, I think it will make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like now it's like standings and they have to rank the guys. But I think it might make sense. In a division like this is when you should be doing tournaments.
Everybody's on even footing. Let's just throw them in there. And
So imagine
see
they
who
did
comes
okay, so like Smith fights Shogun. Let's include them as number 8. So
Yeah.
8 is Shogun. Imagine they did a tournament where Gustafsson, well, it's kind of hard.
It's messed up
he has a
because,
fight.
yeah.
They have fights. But if they did like a 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, like the NBA playoffs or something like that, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Especially, they have all these cards. Just devote one fight night to it.
You
You know
have
what I mean?
you have
UFC fight night, whatever.
Yeah, but you have to have the confirmation from DC that they'll get the shot or get the belt. There has to be
Sure.
something at stake
I think
there.
you would.
And he would have to either give it up or fight for it at that point.
Or you do like what they did at WrestleMania 4, and they have the vacant title, and they have a tournament, one-night tournament. Guy wins. The guy who wins the
That's
whole
what I'm
thing.
saying. DC gives it up
Yeah.
or
The
fights for it.
vacant title always leads nicely to the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it would be cleaner than saying you get a shot at Cormier to just say you're the champion. When you win this tournament, you are the
I
champion.
don't hate it.
Yeah. Now, DC might have something to say about that.
Imagine John Jones in the tournament. He would not do that, but it would be so much fun.
That'd be fun.
And then you throw in some wild cards like Dominic Reyes and whatnot, and that's how you build
Yeah, you
stars.
can't just do the top 8. It has to shake
You have
out a
some
little
wild
bit
cards.
differently. But
I don't hate it.
Good question from Jalen. Rob Smith asked, do you believe Chad Mendes deserves a title eliminator match after his performance? Is he right back in there? Is it like he didn't even leave?
I think he's pretty close to being back in there. I mean, look, Ortega, we're still figuring out that situation. There's no real firm update on that. Let's tie him to Max for now. Aldo's fighting Stevens. Frankie Edgar, BJPen.com did report that there was some talk of him fighting Korean Zombie. And if you recall, a long time ago, I reported that Zombie wanted Edgar, and everyone laughed at that. Well, Zombie's on the verge of coming back. He's on the verge of being 100%. And that is something that is being discussed. But if for some reason Max Holloway has to get, stripped or moves up or something like that, like Edgar is in that picture. So I don't know if he's going to agree to fight right now, and there's no real point. So then after that, you have Stevens who's fighting Aldo, Swanson who's fighting Moicano. Like, I agree with Mendes. Just wait there's a lot of dust that needs to be settled. But I think he is in that discussion. Now, I love the idea of him fighting Volkanovski. I really do. I really think it's a fun fight. And it's time that, guys get pushed up. Right now, he's not ranked. I would expect him to be ranked because Elkins is 10.
What a performance.
What a great performance. The guy is just, he's unbelievable. He's a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
So I don't hate that. I threw out the idea yesterday of just having him fight Frankie, but the feedback I was getting was like, yeah, he would take it, but like, why now? You know what I mean? Like, why now? That was literally his last fight. Then he gets suspended. It did not go his way. Build up to it, and I get that. So I don't mind the idea of him fighting one other sort of Miles Jury-like fight, and I feel like Volkanovski could be that guy, or maybe he's just too tough to be that guy. If I'm being
I think
honest.
Volkanovski.
Like a Mirsad Bektik.
Yeah, well, that's
He's
another
number 7.
a common opponent with Elkins. Mirsad fought Elkins in that incredible
I
fight.
don't hate that one.
Yeah, but clearly, I think it's clear that he hasn't missed a step. He's
No, he hasn't
come
missed a step.
back
He was
in
phenomenal.
and just looked lights
Yeah.
out.
Good for him, and it's good for that division too. I mean, he had the one, interim title fight against Conor. Conor's not there. Aldo's no longer the champion of the two. Like, he was kind of in purgatory for a long time. Now he's no longer like him versus Max is a fresh matchup. Him versus Ortega, fresh matchup, right?
Frankie's the only one where we're really looking at redoing it.
Yeah, and it was just one fight.
Yeah,
It
and
wasn't two.
there's plenty of opportunity there. Christopher Kitt, friend of the show, says,
Yes.
do you think Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov's appearance at the World Cup final was coincidental or promotional? Do you think that there was a reason for them to be together?
I think it was coincidental. The one thing I wanted to look up, you may not. So, someone said to me, no. So, in case you missed it, Conor McGregor was at the World Cup final in Moscow as a guest of Vladimir Putin.
Correct.
And Khabib was just there. Who knows who he was? He didn't publicize it.
Yeah.
Khabib was wearing a jersey, and this is what I want to know if this was intentional or not. Khabib wearing a jersey with the people behind him. Conor in a suite with the president.
Sure.
Do you think that? Now, who posted what first? Because
I believe Conor was first.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
so if Khabib posted second,
reacting to it, saying these are the people, these are my people.
What do you think of that?
I don't know, but I think I have to admit being a bit like dumbfounded that Conor was just having holding court with
elbows.
Putin.
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
Now, and he posted that teaser video.
Yeah, the teaser video was pretty legit.
Saying,
was it not awesome?
I'm setting up camp in Russia. I'm building
compound.
Yeah,
with all those people, freaking Artem there.
I mean, it's just I had no idea. I just didn't know he was this connected.
Man, imagine getting the call, the president. So now the thing about Instagram,
a sportsman himself.
Yeah, he loves sports.
Yeah,
a judoka, I believe. The thing about I can't see on Twitter, but sometimes he doesn't do Twitter and Instagram at the same time. Today I was invited. Okay, so it was July 5th. This is on Twitter. So let's just say, okay, so he posted that at 2:17 p.m. Eastern time. This is a real investigation we got going on here, folks. So he posted that at 2:17 p.m. Eastern. I should have looked at made off Twitter, and then now did see sometimes Khabib doesn't. Yeah. Oh wait. Yes.
What do we got? Who was first?
Wait a second. Okay. Wait. No. Wrong tweet. 1 second. Okay. Wait. Let's go Paul Pogba. Oh, wait. This could throw my whole thing out of whack.
If Khabib tweeted first.
Threw it out of whack. Khabib was first. Yep. So
no reaction.
So much for that.
What do you make of all of it?
I think it's nutty. I keep thinking. I was talking to my dad about it yesterday. Like, again, I still can't get over the fact that 5 years ago, this guy was on the show talking about not having a pot to piss in, not having anything, food stamps, blueberries, all that stuff, and now he's just a personal guest at the World Cup final with Vladimir Putin.
Blows my mind. What's crazy about it is in the country of the man who's his biggest rival.
You feel it? Okay, so now is
this a disrespect to Khabib?
By Putin.
By Putin.
Listen, I'm no Russian historian. I'm no Russian, I'm no expert when it comes to all things Russia. To the best of my knowledge, there isn't the best relationship with the Dagestanis.
Okay.
And the rest, if you want to put it that way. So
sure.
I don't want to speak on something that I'm not incredibly well versed, but I did ask about this because I was like, wait a second, why would Putin be siding with the rival? So I'd love to hear if anyone's out there listening in Russia or is well versed in this. Why would Putin do this, and should Khabib feel disrespected? Now Artem, remember he was on the show talking about how he has ins with the Kremlin and everything like that. So maybe Artem was the orchestrator.
I have to imagine, that he was the one who got it done.
So I don't know, but I think it was. I was surprised. Like when I saw him there, I was like, "Oh, I'm not surprised. He's Conor McGregor. He's a freaking star. I know he's friends with Paul Pogba of France, so it all made sense." But yeah, it's crazy. It feels like they're on a collision course, right? Does it not feel that way? Like the fight isn't done. They want it to be in October. Who knows if it actually happens for October? It's not signed, but it does feel like they're on a collision course. And by the way, what about Antoine Griezmann doing the? Did you see that? The Fortnite dance?
I did.
That was amazing.
It definitely feels like a collision course. So much so that Christopher Kidd is asking if it was promotional. It feels like they can't be separated. They are intrinsically tied.
It wasn't promotional.
Yeah, but
well done on Connor's part for putting that video out. That was brilliant. And happy 30th birthday to him as well.
Yes.
I know he's waiting for my good wishes.
That's right.
Connor, I miss you. Let's chat.
Steven Jensen asks, based on the names that have been announced, who's your early favorite to win the Bellator welterweight Grand Prix?
I think that they're going to announce a lot of the names tomorrow. Have any names officially been announced? I mean, I guess there's Koreshkov, there's Neiman Gracie. My friend Guilherme Cruz reported that he's re-signed, so that's good news. Who else is there?
I think we did get some of the names.
I'm assuming Paul Daly. I'm assuming MVP. Who's my favorite? I think it's a little too soon.
Okay, so let's hold
I will say this.
one.
I like it.
Yeah, let's wait until we get all of the names.
Yeah, but I like it. And you know what? Here's one thing that I want to say about the DAZN thing that they're doing. I think it's going to be, for some fans, a pain in the butt and whatnot. But the positive is that they just got it infused with a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like a ton of money. You forget the fact that they're owned by Viacom. So, there is no... They are, the promoter is the owner, right? And the network is the owner. So there's no TV deal. There's no big deal that, the UFC signed with ESPN or had with Fox.
They're
or
using their own platform.
Exactly. Now they finally have a third party coming in and infusing them with cash and infusing them with the sort of the incentive to go out and even be more aggressive when it comes to free agents. I think we're going to see. I think if we thought that Bellator was aggressive before, I think we're going to see an even more aggressive Bellator.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now I know nothing about DAZN. I think our friend Jonah Ballo works with them.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Formerly of the New York Knicks. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But I think it's going to be a positive for Bellator.
Armando Gonzalez asked, do you think we'll see Nick Diaz fight again, considering his legal issues?
Yes.
We will see Nick Diaz
I think
back.
that Instagram tweet about DC, which kind of broke my heart, and I love DC's reply. Brother, were you good?
Yeah, he's just worried about him.
Yes. I think that signifies that there is an itch. And look, I don't know what his financial situation is like, but I always believe that at some point he'll fight, and maybe not for the best reasons, but I believe that at some point he will fight.
I mean, that post doesn't get made unless there's something.
There's something there. Yeah.
He's clearly looking
There's
for something
there.
Last
By the way,
question.
some people were asking me that fight, no, I don't want to see that fight.
No.
Get out of here. Some smart people were asking me that, people that usually ask, no.
I mean, not in unless it's an absolute emergency situation.
No.
Nick Diaz is saving the cart. I mean, they did Anderson Silva versus Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, I guess.
But
Anderson,
if it's the absolute last
Anderson has
fight
fought
that
at
they can
205.
make,
No,
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it booked.
No.
But if it was crazy scenario.
Yeah.
Anyway, last question. Alfred Peterson, inspired by your vocal performance from earlier today.
Yes.
Wants to
Shania,
know
baby.
who's your favorite female vocalist from Canada? The options:
Oh,
Shania Twain,
yes.
Joni Mitchell,
Yes.
Celine Dion,
Yes.
and Sarah McLachlan.
Wow.
Now, I haven't vetted this. I don't know if they're actually Canadian. Are they all Canadian?
Yeah. Let me just double check on Joni Mitchell for a second here before we...
I have to imagine he did a little bit of the legwork before proposing.
Where are you at, Joni? Canadian, yeah.
Who is it? What do we got?
And by the way, condolences, Ray Emery, former goaltender for the Ottawa Senators, passing away this weekend. That was very sad. Easy. It's actually very easy.
Okay.
Easily, Shania Twain. It's not even close.
That's your
love Shania. My wife makes fun of me. I play Shania Twain all the time. I have Alexa. I'm always listening to Shania Twain. Shania Twain is the best. Are you kidding me? Celine Dion, I have love for because she's from Quebec, and so I gotta support all the Quebecers. Joni Mitchell, classic, old school, and who was the last one? Oh, Sarah McLachlan. Of course, tremendous, but a little depressing at times.
Yeah, those commercials.
You can't. Yeah, it's like You can't like. There's no real upbeat Sarah McLachlan song. Shania Twain, and remember she played at the Grey Cup this past year.
Yeah,
and she was freaking killing it. She's like 45 years old. She looks like she's 20. She's coming in on a dog sled. She's unbelievable. She is as Canadian as it gets. So yeah, maybe that's her calling me right now. No, Shania Twain. Easy.
So you would say that the
That's
other ones don't impress you much?
Wow. Well done. We're
out of here.
Yes.
On
that was good. They impressed me, but not quite.
Yeah, Shania
level.
She's
love
special.
Shania.
She's special.
Always love Shania. By the way, crazy weekend coming up. There's DWTCS that's on the weekend. That's on Tuesday. PFL on Thursday. LFA on Friday. Cage Warriors on Saturday. Invicta on Saturday, and UFC on Sunday.
Big MMA week.
Huge. It's like almost everyone's there, except for one in Bellator. Bellator had 2 events. Did you see their setup in Rome?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Really, really beautiful. And talking about doing the show potentially in the Coliseum.
Yes, right next door. And let me just say this. There were no more questions?
That's it for questions.
Let me just say this. I get, from the moment I started, I would get crap about, oh, you love the drama, you love this, you love that, right? People would say, oh, you love the drama, you're the TMZ of MMA.
Okay.
If I had a penny for every person that has asked me to weigh in on the Brendan Schaub, Dana White situation, I literally, with a penny, I would be a gazillionaire 5 days later. And for all you people who want me to weigh in on it, I'm not weighing in on it. I have no idea what any of it means. It's between them. Leave me alone. Stop asking me. I have nothing to say about it. They had Israel Adesanya is somewhere laughing his butt off because he's been, brought into this. But it's just so funny because all you people who say that I'm the TMZ of MMA and all, like the gossip guy, now you want my take on it all?
You played this right. Don't give it to him. That's it.
I'm not giving you my take.
Yeah.
I have a take, but I'm not giving you my take because you don't deserve my take. How about that? All right? How about that? Let me put my thingy back on. Crazy week. So much going on. So much to come. UFC Hamburg, Shogun against Anthony Smith. Appreciate all the questions. Thank you, New York Ric. Thank you for stopping by. And here's my wife calling me. But I'll talk to her in a minute. For now, Jake, you can hit my music. It is time to say goodbye. Another fun day in the books. Another loaded show in the books as well. Thanks to all who tuned in and thanks to all who stopped by. Let me get my list here. So other things of note, of course, reported last week. Oh, no. That's the hello music. I like this music too. Oh, is this? No, this is the goodbye music. Yes, old habits die hard. It just kind of came in midstream. It just a little bit. Oh, yes, this is it. This is the one. See, it kind of goes down a little bit there. It dips, right? I'll say goodbye on this camera over here so New York Ric doesn't just have to sit there. There we go. How about that? All right, fun day. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. Thanks to everyone who sent us questions. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you very much to Chad Mendes. Thank you very much to Stipe Miocic. Thank you very much to Amanda Nunes, Francis Ngannou, Rosendo Sanchez, Paul Felder, Jessica Aguilar, Junior Dos Santos, Sage Northcutt, Tai Tuivasa, Tyson Pedro, Robert Whitaker, Cris Cyborg. Thank you very much to all of them. If you missed any of this, replays will be up on Twitter. Replays will be up on YouTube. Replays will be up on all the usual audio channels. Not going anywhere. Thank you for watching another episode of the show. Back next week. Till then, peace.